All right. You remember I'd put a, ask me anything for the month of last month and this month I had put, and people had sent me their questions. So this is one of the emails that I received, confidential. Obviously, I'll not share his name. But I felt this problem was very common for many of us. Okay, and this is something I went through in my younger days. That's why I'm reading out. So feel free to put your thoughts and opinions as I give you mine. Okay. So what it says here is, I am a decently paid engineer, middle class, but I really have no interest in this, that is engineering, and this makes me depressed each day. See, I'll break down the sentence, okay, and I'll give you my thoughts in between. First is, if you're decently paid, first and foremost, you should have a sense of gratitude that at least you're getting a salary. The problem is people now, we always look, grass is greener on the other side. Oh, look at that guy, he's enjoying his life. And we always try to focus on what we don't have and what they have, and we fantasize. Oh, like for example, people tell me, Loy, you can walk in the sun. Oh, you're enjoying your life, you're relaxing, you're spending so much time with your family. Yeah, but there is another side to it. You're only looking at the positives. Like for example, people say, you're your own boss. Yeah, I'm my own boss, but you get a guaranteed income every month. I don't. You don't have the stress and pressure of, suppose, let's say 1 month, there is no customer or client. Have you gone through that? Or suppose 3 months, 6 months, there's no decent customer. You're just making average. If you ran a business, you'd experience this, where you're just running on a loss after month after month after month. Your savings are going down. It might look like, oh, this guy's a businessman, how lucky. So stop looking at, the grass is greener on the other side, and stop being ungrateful. That's a very important thing, okay? That's the first thing. And you're getting a decently paid job. Please don't keep that attitude of being a shit and this and that. It will show, people will feel it, and one fine day you'll not even have a job. Okay, middle class. But I really have no interest in this. Now that, my answer to that, when people say I don't have any interest in work or studies, I tell them, just pray and hope that you don't cross a certain threshold where you can't go back and I wish I could go back in time. For example, when studies were boring, we used to complain, right? Studies are boring, exam is boring. I just wish I could get out of college and start my life. But you ask those very same people who started their life now, they say, man, I wish I could go back in time and study hard and, give my best. That time I had no stress, no pressure, only to study. Today I have all the pressure in the world, and, so, don't, like I say, the problem is grass is greener on the other side. Okay. And this makes me depressed each day. You should ask someone who has a broken marriage, or someone who has cancer, or someone whose kid is suffering, and compare it to you, and you'll say, like, I spoke to one female, senior position, but she is diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. So she feels depressed. So now your depression is greater or hers? You're just taking life for granted, my dear friend. That's all I can tell you. Okay. I'm looking forward to weekends. Yeah, because you're jobless. You don't have any goals. You don't have any fire. You don't have any passion. You're just one of those aimless, like, it is very clear in your email. You don't have a goal. You don't have a purpose. You don't have a passion. And even if you do feel that you have one, it's nothing. Why? Because food is there, house is there, accommodation is there, money is there. Where's the sense of urgency? This is like having the child who you give bad upbringing and the child takes life for granted. I'm pretty sure the same is the case with you. So I look forward to weekends. Now the company is asking me to work on weekends too. Oh, poor thing. Yeah, sheesh, that is terrible. So life is becoming unbearable. You have a job, you have a salary, decent pay, and because you're coming to work, it's unbearable. I would say change your attitude. Look at it this way, that you work your ass off, become so good at your job that when you apply for other jobs, the industry will notice you. It's not going to happen overnight. It will take time. It all depends on your attitude. I used to work 8 hours where I was paid a salary. This was when I was in my 20s in Europe. 8 hours I was to work, and then I was to work 8 hours for free in a new department. Why? Because I want to study. See my attitude, see yours. Because I want to learn, and that time I was not thinking, oh, my passion is to be a coach. No. My passion was just to climb up the corporate ladder, earn more money. So with more money, I have more options. You see the difference in attitude, mine and yours. Okay. On the other hand, there are no other jobs that pay decent income. That's why be grateful. And I'm already 33. So not many employees want somebody my age. Who told you this nonsense? My dear, once you cross 45 and you tell me that now it is becoming harder to employ, fine, I'll agree. 33, still a fucking kid, man. It's like, someone who's 50 tells me, Loy, you're a kid. They're right, because they've crossed their 50 or 60. They have 20 years ahead of me. They're right. So I'm telling you, from the vantage point of being 46 going to 50, 33 is still, this is the age to grow. But your attitude sucks. Your mentality sucks. And I can assure you this much, you will not grow, you will not succeed in life. Because this attitude of yours is pathetic. Yeah? Someone needs to tell you this, I'm telling you this. And, if anybody would come to know this is how you think, a person with a healthy mindset would not want to associate with you. At least I wouldn't, if I was your colleague. Okay. I know people who saved up all their money for retirement, doing jobs they disliked. And when retirement came, they didn't have enough energy for traveling and hobbies. How do you know? How many people do you know? We cherry pick examples to make us feel good. Oh, like even I've done that. Guy worked for 30 years. This actual example, real. I think it was put in Khalid Times, the story. The guy worked for 35 years, Keralite, saved up for his retirement. But because he resigned from his job, he worked only at one job. On the day he arrived at the airport, grief overtook him so much, he got a heart attack and died. Now, that is a legit example. But does that mean every single person who saves up for retirement is going to die before retirement? Yes, there is a possibility. You and I don't know when we'll die. I might die today, you might die today. Okay. But given that possibility is also there, there's another possibility, you will live. But if you live, then what will you do? If you believe, oh, live life to the fullest, I'm going to spend all the money today. We'll worry about tomorrow. There are people who have done that, who thought, I'm going to die. Some American stories, they thought they were going to die, so they took a credit card loan, everything, blew up all the money. And only to come back and realize diagnosis was wrong. So, see, you forget about other people. You don't know what your life is going to be. But you definitely need to save money. And here's a better question. Obviously, I do not know how much you have. But do you have enough money where if you lose your job for 2 years, you don't have to worry? If you have that kind of savings, I salute you. Means you're smart. But if you don't have 2 years worth of savings, where you don't have to be desperate, then you're a fool. And you cherry picking, oh, people when they're retirement. See, why do people work at jobs they don't like? Why? Because they do not have the personality, they do not have the courage, they do not have the maybe the options. Not everyone can be an Elon Musk, or let's say you meet a CEO of a company, or someone who's having a great successful business, or let's say someone is following his passion, he's a movie star. Not everyone can do that, yeah. Even me. Maybe there's something else I wanted. Maybe I wanted to be a film actor, movie star, earn billions of dollars. Not happening. So you have to choose, and you have to manage with the cards, life gives you. Like this, the cards you're dealt, what hands, the cards dealt with you or something like that. Can't get the exact phrase. You do the best with what you have, no? Why are you fantasizing about, oh, retirement and they don't have habits? See, if you want, your contract in the Middle East, every 2 years you can go for a holiday. Every 15 days you can go for a holiday. And I don't think your company is going to make you work 7 days a week and nothing. In fact, every day, make it a point to enjoy, no? Okay, they just dawdle around their lives. They don't have memory of or physical abilities. You forget about other people, you focus on you. I don't want to end up like that, but it seems that this is the direction my life is going. No. This is the direction life has gone because you don't have a purpose, you don't have a focus, you don't have the fire, you don't have the drive, you're a lazy bum, and you're just looking for excuses. Your attitude sucks. That's why your life is like this. And it seems despite my best efforts, you have not put your best efforts. I tell people, if someone puts a gun to your head or puts a knife to your baby's neck and then tells you work, I'm pretty sure you'd work with a different sense of urgency, different sense of focus. I can clearly tell you, reading your mail, you don't sound like a guy who has put his best for anything, at least in your career, okay? And you don't proof, ask your boss. I'm pretty sure your boss and your colleagues, if they're given a blind feedback form, your reviews are not going to be very high. Okay? And despite my best efforts, it can't be. I don't want to spend the rest of my life on a job I hate. It seems I'm forced to do it, and I can't think of any other way of making money. What should I do? Do I quit my job? See, I give you a very simple clue, no, in between. Save enough money where for 2 years, if you lose your job for 2 years, you don't have to worry. When you have that kind of savings, then you have options. And I can tell you one thing for a fact. People who have enough and more savings, who have the discipline to save, they are very aware of themselves and they are very proactive in nature. Because not only do they keep their savings, they behave, their attitude. So if in case the boss starts acting too smart, they obviously don't show an attitude, hey, fuck off, I'm going to resign. No. They very humbly accept the resignation. They plan out 6 months or whatever, and then they leave. And they don't have the sense of desperation to get another job, which gives them the flexibility. And remember, 8 hours is your job or 12 hours, whatever. You still have another 12 hours left, right? So what are you doing with that? Moaning, groaning, complaining, sleeping? Sleep 1 hour less. Focus on your hobbies, sharpen your tools, network with people. See, possibilities are endless. I'll tell you why I don't respect people like you. If you check people in Syria, war-torn country, just imagine a father, a mother with 3 kids. There is no internet, there's no TV. They can't go out of that camp. They can't go to work anywhere. Okay, they are stuck there and they are instructed, just wait once a day, we'll give you some rice and something to eat at the side, you feed your family. That's their life for the rest of their foreseeable future. They don't know when things will change because it's a war-torn country. So if that person tells me I don't have an option, agreed. Your life is much more better, right? What are you bitching about, man? Your attitude sucks. Your mentality sucks. Your upbringing, definitely. Mine was even worse. Yours is among the worst. I'll tell you, if you don't have fire, in your heart, you don't have a drive. But the day you do, given the fact that you already are earning a good salary, you said decent pay, that means you have talent, you have skill. Work your ass off, have a goal, have the fire. And remember, nobody can stop you from going after what you want. Will you fail? Yes. But at least you can give it a try, right? Rather than bitching and moaning and groaning and crying and complaining. So take charge of your life, man. Take charge. And if you're persistent, Maybe life will not give you perfectly or exactly what you want, but eventually you'll find out close to what you're passionate about. Like, for example, my life is not perfect, but it's engineered in a way that I'm happy. I hope this gave you some value. I appreciate you sharing your question, but since you wanted a truthful, hardcore answer, my opinion, my style, this is how I would normally respond. All right. Appreciate you trusting me with your question. This is your answer. And guys, feel free to comment down below if you agree, disagree with what I have to say. And yeah, one final thing. For those of you who say, oh, you're supporting employees or taking advantage. Okay, then grow a pair of balls and go get another job, no? Who's stopping you? Simple. Who's stopping you? Don't complain. Don't bitch and moan. Take charge of your life. That's all I want to say. All right. You guys comment down below. This is me signing off. Chill. Take care. What's all this snakes or whatever? Chill.